A few hours ago, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation held a press briefing for journalists, where representatives of the Defense Department commented on the events taking place in the Special Military Operation Zone. In particular, the chief of the Department of Information and Mass Communications of the Russian Ministry of Defense, Lieutenant General Igor Konashenkov, officially confirmed the Russian army's serious successes in the Kursk region and Kurakhovo direction of the front. He stated that the information regarding the liberation of the settlement of Constantinople, in the Kurakhovo direction of the front, is accurate. It is reported that this settlement was liberated on the morning of March 8 by soldiers of the units of the groups of troops under the designation Vostok. Commenting on the liberation of Constantinople, the authoritative war correspondent Yuri Kotnak noted the rather rapid pace of the Russian army's advance in this direction of the front. According to him, the war correspondents were surprised by how quickly the Russian army forced the Ukrainian troops to abandon their positions in Constantinople and flee towards settlements such as Bogodar and Alexeyevka. All this indicates that the morale of the Ukrainian soldiers is almost completely broken, and their desire to continue fighting is nullified. Currently, as of March 10, 2025, Russian troops are attacking the Ukrainian army's positions in settlements such as Razliv, Bogodar, and Alexeyevka. According to war correspondents, the Ukrainian army's defense in these settlements is literally bursting at the seams. Against this backdrop, even many Western experts and analysts with pro-Ukrainian views express confidence that the transition of these settlements under the Russian army's control may take place in the coming days. Thus, judging by this map, it is safe to assume that the Russian army is approaching the border of the Dnipropetrovsk region with a wide front, and that hostilities will soon begin in the central part of Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry also commented on the current situation in the Kursk region. In particular, the Russian military officially confirmed the liberation of the Lebedevka settlement in the Kursk region and the Novonkoi settlement in the Sumy region. Moreover, on the evening of March 9, war correspondents and numerous sources in the Russian Defense Ministry also confirmed the liberation of settlements such as Kazakylaknya and Cherkaskoy Porknoy, north of Sudzha. Over the past 24 hours, the situation of the Ukrainian army has also rapidly deteriorated in the settlement of Malaya Laknya. As it turned out, on the morning of March 9, the Russian units of the groups of troops under the designation Sever managed to completely surround this settlement. However, the Ukrainian army units located in Malaya Laknya refused to surrender. Apparently, they hoped that the Ukrainian High Military Command would try to save them by unblocking the escape routes. And only by the evening of March 9, realizing that the Ukrainian command did not care about them, the Ukrainian army units stationed in Malaya Laknya chose to lay down their arms and surrender voluntarily. Thus, the Russian army completely liberated the entire territory of the Kursk region, north of Sudzha. Thus, the line of defense of the Ukrainian army has almost completely shifted to the city of Sudzha. As for Sudzha, it is worth noting that the situation of the Ukrainian grouping in this city also continues to deteriorate rapidly. After the breakthrough of Russian troops in this area, war correspondents began to record fierce fighting not only in the eastern part of Sudzha, but also in the northern part of this city. According to a fighter from one of the units of Spetsnaz Akhmat, after Russian troops broke into the city of Sudzha through an underground gas pipeline and struck the Ukrainian army's back, the Russian army's capabilities increased significantly in the Kursk region. According to him, if earlier the Russian command planned to simply squeeze enemy forces out of the Kursk Oblast during the offensive, now the Russian army is faced with the task of completely encircling and destroying the Ukrainian grouping in this Russian region. At the same time, he added that in the last 10 hours alone, Russian troops had destroyed hundreds of enemy military equipment and taken 120 Ukrainian soldiers as prisoners. "We will not allow these fascists to escape from Kursk. They will either all surrender or be destroyed," the Russian fighter said. The video released by the Russian military, which clearly shows footage of the destruction of a large enemy military column during its attempt to flee the city of Sudzha, once again emphasizes to the Ukrainian General Staff and its NATO military advisors that Russian troops are not going to let the Ukrainian army and NATO forces escape from Kursk without consequences. The footage clearly shows how Ukrainian and NATO forces try to escape from the northern part of the city of Sudzha under the cover of night. However, the bridge destroyed by a Russian ballistic missile did not allow them to do this. The footage shows how the military column stopped near the destroyed bridge. Immediately after that, a missile attack was launched on this area using Tornado-S multiple launch rocket systems. As a result, the entire enemy column, along with the manpower, was completely destroyed. Later, the Russian military said that as a result of this missile attack, 8 units of heavy equipment, 50 Ukrainian soldiers, and 20 foreign mercenaries were destroyed. It is reported that they were British, French, and Canadian citizens. Meanwhile, insiders in Kiev said that the political clown Volodymyr Zelensky does not intend to order the withdrawal of troops from the territory of the Kursk region, even despite the critical situation for the Ukrainian army. It is reported that Zelensky was hysterical when he found out about the breakthrough of Russian troops in the Kursk region. Insiders have confirmed that this dead man walking ordered General Syrsky to hold Sudzha at any cost. However, Ukrainian officers and soldiers are already refusing to obey Kiev. Currently, they are trying to escape from Kursk to save their own lives. Against this backdrop, on March 9th, US President Donald Trump made a statement that shocked the whole of Ukraine. In particular, during an interview with American journalists from Fox News, Donald Trump admitted that Ukraine would not survive, even if the United States resumed military assistance to Kiev. Thus, the current owner of the White House acknowledged that Ukraine's fate is predetermined, and that the Russian Federation will most likely absorb this Eastern European country.